I'd like to introduce Benjamin Edelman, who was selected to give the senior class speech.
Mr. Hughes, members of the school board, parents, guests, fellow classmates. Yes! Awesome! Graduation, the end, finally. I made it. You made it. So now what, basically? College, or going abroad, working, the military. It doesn't really sound like much of an end at all. I mean, we still have no idea how our lives will turn out. But maybe thinking like that is actually a flaw. Because what if you're asking yourself that question? How will my life turn out when you're 20, or when you're 30, or 50? What happens to now? Because we're living now. Life is not some forever distant future tense. We are all human beings, which to me means that we are humans being. What makes the now worth living is, of course, an individual matter. If it were any other way, then high school and, frankly, the world would be boring places. But figuring out how to live now is difficult. So I'll keep my take general and simple. Find what you love and do it. It's general, it's simple, but the language is very particular. You. Find what you love and do it. Steve Jobs, in a commencement speech I considered plagiarizing, said, quote, "No one wants to die. Even people who want to go to heaven don't want to die to get there. And yet, death is the destination we all share. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of others' opinions drown out your own inner voice." You have to listen to your heart to find what you love and do it. Love. Find what you love and do it. I love performing. When I perform, my five senses and my brain and heart and gut and soul, if you want to go there, are all there. They're present, and they're running on all cylinders. And I have a thirst for more. It's my passion. Now, I talked to a friend of mine once about passion. I love performing. He loves football. So when we talked about that passion, he used the exact same phrases, the same ideas. And that's because passion, love, is universal, even if what we as individuals love is unique. And what if you don't know what you love? What if either of those are fuzzy, or if they change? Find what you love and do it. I mean, it probably won't be handed to you on a silver platter. The world, life, people are complicated. And again, if they weren't, then it'd be boring. So explore. Sometimes forget thinking and feel. Your senses too, not just your brain, are important, and I know us high school kids are quick to forget that. Get down and dirty, hands-on, and look for things to love. My bet is that you'll find yourself enjoying life more anyway. And of course, do it. The reason you've heard this part before is, of course, because Nike realized the same thing that I did. It's the piece of advice that makes everything else matter. If you've really found what you love, then whatever that thing is just sitting there waiting. So, what are you waiting for? Some future tense? How your life will turn out? No, do it now. Don't stop until you do. Commit, 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 and you will succeed. And on that note of success, and as an epilogue, and I hope an underscoring to the whole do it thing, I quote, "By any conventional measure, a mere 7 years after my graduation day, I had failed on an epic scale. An exceptionally short-lived marriage had imploded, and I was jobless, a lone parent, and as poor as it is possible to be without being homeless. I was the biggest failure I knew." That is billionaire, internationally famed, and award-winning author J.K. Rowling. She went on to say, quote, "Failure meant a stripping away of the inessential. I stopped pretending to myself that I was anything other than what I was, and began to direct all my energy into finishing the only work that mattered to me. Had I really succeeded at anything else, I might never have found the determination to succeed in the one arena I believed I truly belonged. I was set free, because my greatest fear had already been realized and I was still alive. Rock bottom became the solid foundation on which I rebuilt my life." See, I believe that failure is just as important as success, because that's what we're up against, not an enemy, but that inevitable fact that we're just going to lose sometimes. Still, do it. It's not do it until, because the doing is continuous. There is truly no end, and that's great, because we keep getting to discover and enjoy those things that we really love. Maybe we have to work ourselves to the bones to do it, but to persist through failure, to relish long-awaited success, that sounds like Martin Luther King Jr. That sounds like Gandhi. That sounds like Thomas Edison too, and Michael Jordan, and J.K. Rowling. And it sounds like a high school kid studying for a big test, or practicing for a play, or the big game. Yes, it's work. It'll be hard, and we'll lose, but the reward is worth it. So to bring everything full circle, that whole ending thing that I began the speech with, well, it isn't true, because it's commencement, not conclusion. No, it's not the one and only commencement, it's one of infinity, because every single moment of our lives is a commencement, if and when we want it to be, of our latest struggle, failure, maybe, and ultimately triumph, just waiting to happen. So live it. Live the now, not the distant future tense, and don't fear failure. And remember, find what you love and do it. Thank you very much.